Having this energy of this person really just wanting things to just be chill and like don't freak out, like it's not that serious, but you're not being taken seriously. Your emotion, your energy is not being seen, or it's not being respected for the response or the emotion that it is. And so the issue is not necessarily like let's just be chill with balance and humor. It's like, no, let's chill this out, but let's get it to that place so that we don't have to sit with this energy, with the vulture of like never cleansing these situations, never fully like moving away from this, because it's getting to a point where there's maybe some resentment here. It also seems like this is somebody where, with abundance and freedom, I'm kind of seeing it as like part of them in the past, and could be right now, kind of has had this energy where when they can shut out and when they can just sort of like not deal with the situation, they feel good about that. Like they don't want to be in situations all the time where this person feels like they have to resolve things. I can understand why you're feeling not excited about this situation. And there is kind of this like YOLO, I'm just gonna go like do whatever the fuck I want and like fuck them kind of energy. But we have freedom and we have abundance. Could be that they're kind of trying to utilize whatever space you guys have right now, or use space you guys are taking, the best that they can. So they are working on themselves. Service, abundance, and freedom. What's funny with abundance and service, it makes me think of jobs. And when I pulled the unicorn card and then the Leo, or not the Leo, this person could be a Leo, but the lion and the eagle, it kind of made me think of like that couple that people talk about online as um like the blue collar dude with like the crystal spiritual curly. That could kind of be what your guys' vibe is here. This could be like you guys are polar opposites, but you balance each other out. We also have judgment. It says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. There is something about this person's life, this person's job, and then we have indecision. When it gets to a certain point where you guys are like this, it feels like the entire relationship sits in this person's hands, because unless they're willing to show up to whatever is happening here, then it's like there's really nothing you can do. You can't force this person to show up. You can't make them resolve something. You can't, nothing can happen. And so it's ultimately like the fate of the situation ends up in this person's hands every time that they do this. Because even if you are the most patient person in the world, which you're probably not at all, then when this person comes back, you've been patient, or you've kind of gotten yourself to a place where you could have this conversation like in an energy that is chill. But they're not addressing it. It's like once things are chill, it's like, okay, we're good, conflict over. But that's probably not how you do things. I want to look into what this person's like. What is their strategy here? Yeah, the past. And then communicate. So this is at a point where there's probably like an accumulation of this kind of stuff happening that you guys haven't necessarily communicated about. It also seems like this could be an issue that like came up because of the past. You guys could have been talking about something from the past that really grinds your gears, patience in reverse. There could also be something celebration. There could be like parties, or there could be some kind of like gathering or family thing or social outing or something that like sparked this conflict specifically. Also have take the lead. This person is showing up as this lion energy. This person is showing up as like the grounded master. This person's in their confidence. They're in their masculine energy here. This person is taking the lead in their life, or they're trying to actively move towards that. But there is something here about like I want to say their career, or it could be your career, that they feel like is kind of, it's being prioritized over you essentially right now. It's something you're going to maybe be sitting with for, a bit, until this person comes to communicate about this. Yeah, right now we have do nothing and then cut your losses. I think this person right now, there's not necessarily a strategy for them to come in and communicate about what's going on here. With cut your losses, again, like a little right now, more like a goat with like hard-headed energy. Cut your losses came out in reverse. So I feel like this person, it's not necessarily their intention to completely like be done in the situation. I feel like you're just taking their actions at face value here. So we have the warrioress. The number on that is 25. You have the ability to conquer your fears and faults and the right to defend who you are, who you love, and what you believe in. I feel like for you, don't feel bad about who you are and like the fact that you have passion and you care and you want to get to a resolution here. But I think part of this is that you are going to kind of have to like alchemize this energy right now, not let this get you to a place where you're going to be destructive with yourself, because with that Knight of Wands, the Emperor in reverse, the Fool, and then the Wheel of Fortune, it could be something where if like in the past you've kind of like retaliated in the situation, or you feel like you've acted out of spite here and you've gone off and done some things that like you wouldn't be proud of bringing back to the situation, then this is sort of saying like moving through that energy is probably going to be essential. Don't do anything you regret, I guess. Yeah, we have the Peacemaker and we have the Sage. We have 34 and 22. Look at your situation with a mature, experienced viewpoint of a wise person. Examine assumptions about the aging process and mastery. 22 says, the Peacemaker. It is time to make peace. You will get much further on your path through kind acts and words than you will by forcing things or vengeance. You're allowed to feel a certain type of way, but showing up with that energy is probably not going to work in this situation with this person if they come back around. I think that they are going to, it's showing up like they are going to be showing up, not shutting you out. Like this person would be showing up with their head on and probably taking the lead to be able to communicate here. But if you're in kind of like a pouty energy here when this person comes back around and you're not able to show up to this and have it be an actual conversation, this is going to be drama is what this looks like. So the indecision, I'm kind of seeing it as like whatever happens next here really could go either way. This humorist card keeps coming out. There's something about like you guys maybe being able to like move through or validate each other through some kind of humor so that you guys both don't get too deep or too intense. It doesn't really seem super avoidant. It just kind of seems like it's your guys' own little like way that you guys kind of resolve things here. And then once you guys are good, like you're good. But I think that there's something specifically about how you guys do this with each other. It just shows that you're tuned into each other. This will make sense to the right people. I'm not saying to go and like make jokes and just make light of this and pretend that nothing happened, but this has been something that like you guys, you have your own love language here when it comes to your sense of humor. You guys clearly are the same person in that regard. But I kind of want to see in part 3 maybe what your guys' next interaction could potentially look like, if we're allowed to see. I'm not going to do timelines or anything like that though, because you're kind of like being guided to just like move through whatever intensity that you're feeling right now. If you are wanting to speak to this person, it really does seem like a matter of like when this person comes around, and because of that it doesn't seem like something that I'm gonna be able to give you dates for, because it may just get in the way of like you being able to kind of move through this energy.